TPK is ready. SPF is only missing one player who's not ready, and I'm betting he'll ready momentarily. I'm going to go ahead and play this video, Zath.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you on the other side.
The rocky shores of the North Sea comprise the setting for a titanic clash of enemy fleets. These tall evergreens and mossy rocks will soon bear witness to the deafening sounds of battle as two teams vie for dominance of the ocean. This is North. North is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and C is on the right. Changed from the old 4-cap configuration in Update 0.7.9, North has proved itself an exciting map to play in tournament mode. Cap A on the left is largely unchanged from previous iterations of the map. A large diameter cap circle bordered by an island on the eastern edge, it's highly accessible to enemy destroyers, and there aren't many places for radar cruisers to hide nearby. As the smallest capture area on the board, the confines of Cap B have a new access point via a break in the islands along the eastern edge. The most common access to the cap comes from due north or south, but being in the center of the map means that ships caught out here find themselves targeted by large portions of the enemy team. On the eastern flank, Cap C has a single island within that can provide some shelter for destroyers as they attempt to capture, but it's a long, exposed route to get behind cover. It was once common for radar cruisers to set up shop along the shores of the island on the western edge, but that island has been adjusted to make holding such a position a lot more dangerous. North is chock full of interesting flanking opportunities and tactical plays for teams looking to expose a weak point in an enemy position. The eastern half of the map has historically hosted lots of exciting action as teams jockey for position around the islands of Cap C. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play North. And here we go on to North.
Yep, mine's still loading.
That's okay. No worries. Ooh, our first Bourgogne of the day, Zath.
Yes, I see that. That's exciting.
All right, SPF has gone Midway, Montana, Yamato, Worcester, Hindenburg, Moskva, Stalingrad, and only doubling up on the gearing in the destroyer slot.
Yeah, on TPK side, we've got ourselves Midway, Pagan, Yamato, Des Moines, Hindenburg. Interesting. That's our first Hindenburg of the day as well.
Both teams bringing a Hindenburg.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
So it definitely feels like TPK is trying to get a good balance between mobile ships and static ships. Whereas it feels like on the other side here, on SPF side, it's more of a kind of static play setup.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you've still got a Hindenburg, and a Hindenburg does not ever want to be static. A static Hindenburg is a Hindenburg that's getting wrecked, in my opinion. SPF is going for a very solid AC split here, sending both gearings to the edges of the map. We've got, at the moment, both battleships headed to A. I question the wisdom of that, but we'll see how they play it. Brix's Moskva looks like he's going to set up near the B cap, headed for some island cover there towards the center. But everybody else seems to be headed for a flank. Rico Lover's Stalingrad coming under a lot of fire very early on here.
Yeah, well, he got spotted again, and he's still trying to get into position. So he's going to take Withering Fire for a bit. But he's dishing out some shots here on the SPF. Stalingrad looks like. Nope, on the...
Ooh, solid hit on the Worcester. And the Worcester is about to be in trouble because he's got to turn. Okay, I thought he was going to run into the Stalingrad, but he managed to turn, and so he did not. Rico definitely coming under a lot of hate there very quickly. Barely 2 minutes gone and almost down to half HP. Griffin Ghost is gearing about to touch the bottom end of C. The Grozavoy is over at A. Where's your other gearing, Zath?
So the gearing is actually just north of C, and he's left some presence.
There he is.
There it is.
Captain Han Yolo. I love the name. That's just awesome. Well, Griffin's going to smoke up. How do those torps look versus Griffin's smoke? Oh.
Maybe.
Okay, so the lead set, the first set is passing forward of him. Those are well clear. He's not going to take anything.
Okay, then he's safe.
Okay, it's just the one set then.
Yeah, but look at your gearing on the other side. He's been spotted now and down to half health almost.
Wonder what spotted. It must have been planes, I guess. The radars could be Rico's radar.
Yes, he was using radar for a minute there. As he is backing up and once again coming under fire, and torpedoes now as well.
Yep,
This
the
is
gearing,
not looking
the
good
gearing
for
put
Rico.
in a great salvo. He's going to eat one. Yes, he is. Nothing he can do about it there.
And that's a flood up the
yep,
butt.
he took a stern flood and put it out right away. I saw the DCP go in.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
SGW's gearing is now rotating back towards the bottom end of A. They drove him off for a bit, but Rico Lover's Stalingrad is under tremendous threat. I think he's going to go out right here.
Yeah, he made a bit of a mistake backing back out from cover. He should have stayed there for a little bit longer.
He's burning.
And let the enemy just move someplace else.
Yep, we know his DCP is down. He's going. They have no eyes on him, but it doesn't matter. There he goes.
Yep.
First kill of the game here goes to SPF on North. Now, Griffin Ghost's gearing, it was spotted again somehow. Oh, there's a Des Moines back there.
Yes.
Nobody controls
Although
any caps. Go ahead.
Although A is being capped.
Indeed.
At this point.
SPF working on the A cap. They've been driven off of the C cap. Griffin Ghost's gearing is literally the only ship over there for SPF, and he basically can't do anything against Des Moines, Yamato, and Hindenburg, and another gearing. He has to just run.
Yep.
Your Midway just took a huge hit.
Whoa, yeah. Well,
Hawkeyes, Go ahead.
You got both battleships in the same grid square again, but that time it looked like they just barely had a good shot on him.
Well, we talked about SPF shoving both their battleships around the A side of the map. Oh my goodness, 6 torpedoes into Vitruvian's Yamato. That was a great drop. Talked about the striking hammer power of the Midway if it's allowed to flex, and we saw it there.
Mm-hmm.
Vitruvian's Yamato flooding and burning as he gets onto the bottom of the A cap. SPF does finally bag A. TPK will bag C. There is nothing that anybody on SPF can do about it.
Interesting there. So nothing is safe. Had a beautiful shot on Hawk, the Midway, but was using HE, and not a lot of damage from that shot ball.
Well, Vitruvian's Yamato under a tremendous amount of threat here. Under 30,000 hit points parked into the bottom end of the A cap. He's got decent cover from everybody but BB Dario's Henri way up over on the 1 line. So we'll see if that can translate into a fire. It does. He takes a fire there amidships. He needs to hang out there and for a while and get some heals off.
Yep. Des Moines just popped radar over at sea, but did not detect anything.
No, there's
as a
nothing.
result.
There's nothing. Griffin is staying well back from that Des Moines. As the Worcester, who is this? Red Angel's Worcester, it gets into the B cap. So this is going to devolve into an east-west fight slowly, Zath, as these
Yep.
TPK forces wrap through C and start to push west along the south edge of this island.
Yep. TPK has to get this kill on the Yamato.
Griffin Ghost gearing spotted again briefly, taking some Des Moines fire. Not sure how. Radar might have just caught a sniff of him.
Attention.
Yeah.
Reporting
Torpedoes
the
now
target
coming in on Yamato.
Is he going to take any? Took one.
Takes one on the nose.
SPF forces in A and B very aggressively here. It's going to be difficult for TPK to root them out, in my opinion, but we'll have to see how they decide to deploy. This Des Moines and Yamato wrapping around the bottom end of the C cap, in my mind, are just perfect bait for a carrier strike.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you got that Moskva that's sitting broadside. You got the Stalingrad that is, ooh, he just took a hit. And then you got the gearing coming in with torpedoes. So, I mean, that's kind of like the trifecta of flanking. So the question is, can they do that while Milan Rouge and the Hindenburg just chews away at the Moskva with that 50 mil?
Stalingrad's TCC Stories radar going off now, picking up Han Yolo's gearing, headed south, trying to zone out Griffin Ghost. Griffin
And he's
sees
spotted
this.
for a second.
Griffin, yep, they catch a sniff of Griffin, but he immediately smokes. They get nothing. Another torpedo salvo going in on Yamato's Yamato. That sounds so ridiculous.
I know, right? Oh, there goes the model.
Yep,
Speaking of
they
which,
do finally get Vitruvian. I'm not surprised. He took a tremendous amount of damage to get into that A-cap. Well, they've reoriented to face these guys coming out around a C, but Story's Stalingrad has got to go out shortly. He's on 5K and falling. He's toe-to-toe with the Yamato. A Hindenburg on his northern flank. There's simply no way he can dodge everything.
Yep. Here he goes.
There he goes. TPK goes up a kill now here on north. But
And
SPF up a
real,
cap.
They're going to follow up with another kill right here on this Moskva.
You
Bricks
think so?
is in a really bad position.
Bricks is in a bad spot. That Hindenburg is in a great spot to get AP shells into him. He's yep.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm getting at. He has to he's forced to bow on to one target.
The AP continuing to hammer Bricks' Moskva. Nothing he can do about it. If he turns north, he's dead. If he turns south, he's just as dead. And there he goes. The push through C and around, wrapping into B now from TPK. Griffin Ghost's gearing continues to kind of just be zoned out here, working the H line, trying to do what he can. I can't believe we haven't seen carrier planes come over here and try to do something.
Big hit there on the Des Moines as he came around, popped his radar for a second, and just got dumped on by Worcester AP.
Nothing is safe. Montana burning literally from stem to stern here. They're trying to cover him with smoke, but he's on fire in so many places it's not going to matter. He's down under 3K. He's going out. There he goes. SPF puts both their battleships into A, and neither ship leaves the cap ever again. TPK down a cap, working a two-ship lead as we approach the halfway mark of the match.
It's important to note that Worcester is pretty much trapped now, sandwiched between the Hindenburg and the Yamato. So, yeah, I mean, you got the Hindenburg that's up here by himself.
Yeah, but we're going to have to see what happens here. The Yamato is continuing to push into the B cap, and the Worcester, if he wraps south, can really put a hurt on Han Yolo's gearing. We see it starting up now. They're trading fire. The Yamato is going to there's a torp salvo going in on Yamato, but it's going to go astern of him. And the salvo that's in front of him, he looks like he's gone too slowly to stop, although he's trying to avoid running aground. He took a tremendous amount of HE damage from midway bombs.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there goes the Hindenburg all the way off on the one line.
Yep. Game quickly unraveling here for SPF, who moved out to a very solid early two-cap lead, but things devolving quickly. Yamato is about to discover those torpedoes, but they are going to pass in front of him.
Yeah, he's safe.
But as he wraps around, it frees up Red Angel to just beat the crap out of Han Yolo's gearing, and we see that starting now.
Yeah, I would have expected the Yamato, as soon as that Worcester was spotted coming south, to actually beach himself and back up to prevent the Worcester from doing just what he's doing now. But that's okay.
Radar now on Han Yolo's gearing. He's got nowhere to run. Planes in front of him. Worcester behind him. He'll be off the board momentarily.
Yep.
As TPK now onto TPK now onto all the caps. SPF closes the gap, but their board control starting to falter. Now Yamato's very low here in the B cap. Oh, there goes one of the gearings.
Yeah, there goes your other destroyer.
Yamato's Yamato here, under 10,000 HP here in the B cap. Easily farmable by Angel's Worcester. I think he's going to get him, Zath.
I think so, too. His turrets aren't set up right. There he goes.
SPF retains control of the B cap. Nothing that SPF can do about it at the moment. Sorry, TPK can do about it at the moment. Oh, but there goes Griffin Ghost, finally going off the board. Red Angel's having a great game, but literally he's the last guy on his team. Everybody else is dead.
And these Hawks is...
Ooh, nice hit from the midway bombs on the Grozavoy. This to me, Zath, we've seen exactly what we're talking about. The midway just brings more tools to the table, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you can do something like that and just whack a destroyer or a cruiser.
The HE bomb's just punishing. Well, let's see.
By the way, escaped at just 11,000 HP out of 71,000.
I see this. Well, Trine's midway is basically now the last real hope that SPF has. If he can get in and get a good solid strike on this Henri. Last I saw the Bourgogne, he was not in a position to back up the Henri. He's not. Worcester Schnell's now starting to fall onto Dario's Henri. torpedo strike is actually going in on the Burgoyne. I question the wisdom of this. I think that's a mistake.
He dropped one on the Henri, and then he's dropping the next on the Burgoyne. I
That
agree.
drop on
He
the
should've just focused
yeah,
on it.
the drop on the Burgoyne was terrible. He rushed it, and it didn't get he got nothing out of it. They're trying to get onto B cap. They don't need to get onto B cap, but that's what they're trying to do, it seems. So in my mind, this is now like, so if I'm Trine's midway, right now I'm turning my engines on and I'm going to A, right? There's nothing to stop me, and it looks like I see his engines turning. He is moving out from behind the island.
Yeah, at this point, there's no reason not to.
Yep,
He's
absolutely.
got nothing to lose. Let's put it that way.
No, I mean they're down on points. They're continuing to fall behind. There's 6.5 minutes to play. They're down 120 points, and that gap is going to grow every second that they do nothing. So yeah, sending him up to A in my mind is a good play. His plane's the only thing that Red Angel has spotting for him now. I don't think that SPF can bring this back, but if they get a good carrier strike or two, they might make some headway.
Yep, Hockey now trying to go and spot that Worcester.
Yep. Well, Red Angel now trading shells with Dario and the Burgoyne both into the B cap now as SPF's points gain stop completely. Solid hit there from the Henri AP on the Worcester. And here comes the Burgoyne AP. An even bigger hit. Followed by the Hindenburg AP. An even bigger hit. Red Angel now down to less than 4K and burning.
The enemy is about to win.
I'm willing to bet the Henri HE will finish him off here. No, not entirely, but here comes the Burgoyne. And that does it. That's going to seal this game up. Trine may yet get onto the A cap in time to start making headway, but it's not going to matter in the end. TPK will claim Game 4 here in the Swiss stage.
It's great to see a Burgoyne coming into the game, and you see them using the Burgoyne for its strengths. You know, it's got that main battery reload booster. It's got the ability to flank around with that engine boost, and it's got pretty darn good anti-air.
You really like the Burgoyne, but I've never been a tremendous fan of it.
Oh, I love that chip. Yeah, absolutely.
I think you were the one telling me it really plays more like a cruiser, but given the kind of questionable armor and everything, and how fast it is, though.
Absolutely correct. It also has that lower caliber shell too, with the 380s, I believe.
Are they? Yeah, they're 380. They're 381s. They're the French 15 inchers, right?
Yeah.
Well, certainly a well-played and action-packed game by both teams.
Yeah, this game did not disappoint, that's for sure.
Very, very, very not disappointing. These guys looked like they were having fun. There's certainly a lot of action. I think if I'm SPF, to me, I think what really just kind of the whole thing fell apart because you allowed those guys to push through C essentially unopposed. You left a single destroyer over there all by his lonesome to stop 4 ships. Actually, the Hindenburg turned around, so 3 ships. And you never sent him carrier planes, and by the time the guys at B turned to kind of address the push, the incoming ships were already around the island.
And that's it.
That's all she wrote. TPK claims their game here.